Good morning. My name is Maulana Fajar. I am an English department student at Winston and Kalijaga. The subject of my presentation today is climate change. We'll discuss about climate change effect on humans and animals. I plan to speak for 10 minutes and I've divided this talk into three sections. First, I'll give you the definition of climate change and then we'll discuss how climate change affects humans and animals, and after that, we're going to learn how and why we need to stop climate change, and I'll give you the conclusion at the end of the presentation. And please, if you have any question, hold your question until the end of the presentation. And now, without further ado, let's get started. Okay, what is climate change? So climate change is a long-term change in the average weather patterns that have come to define Earth's local and regional global climates. These changes have broad range observed effects that are synonymous with the term. And actually, changes observed in Earth climate since the early 20th centuries are primarily driven by human activities, mostly fossil fuel burning, which increase heat trapping greenhouse gas level in Earth's atmosphere, raising Earth's average surface temperature. This human-produced temperature increase commonly referred as global warming. Natural processes can also contribute to climate change, including internal variability such as El Nino, La Nina, and Pacific Decimal Oscillation. And external forcing such volcanic activity, change in the sun's energy output, and variation in Earth's orbit. And that is climate change. As we learn about what is climate change, now we need to know how climate change affects on humans and animals. So global climate has already had observable effect on the environment, that the effects that scientists had predicted in the last would result from global climate change are now occurring, such as loss of sea ice, accelerated sea level rise, and longer, more intense heat waves. Now let's take a look on effects on humans. First less fresh air and clean water. Yes, fresh air and clean water are indeed getting an impact from the change of the climate change. And then hot temperature. This is the impact that we feel the most. And the temperature of the earth become a lot hotter day by day now. And then we have health risk become greater. Warmer temperature causes the pollen season to be longer and worsen the air quality, resulting in more allergy and asthma. And last, migration or displacement of people caused by drought, mostly by drought. Because of drought and limited food, many people will immigrate to look for another source of food, water, or in general, life. And now, as we discuss about effect on the human, we need to also know effects on the animals. So effect on the animals, first, drought. Yes, just the same as human, all animals also need water to hydrate themselves, and if they don't consume any water, they will be dehydrated and soon will die. And then after that, we have rising sea level, which also will impact the fish in the sea. And then melting glacier. Of course, just think about polar bear, penguin, and maybe snow leopards. They are all likely going to lose their habitats if the ice glacier melting and ice melting. And then we have hot temperature. Yes, many animals also can stand with the hot temperature, and some of them will just going to die by the hot temperature. Now, as we know the effect on humans and animals, we also need to know what the future impacts of the climate change itself. So the future impacts is first, water quality could suffer, and then no more ice in Arctics because the rising temperature, and after that will likely to have more droughts and more heat waves, and still temperature will continue to rise. And now that's how climate change affects humans and animals. Now we need to know why and how we have to stop climate change. We have to stop climate change is, let's start with why. Why we need to stop the climate change. First, snow leopard, turtle, polar bear are cool. Yes, they are indeed cool animals in the world. Just some of them. I mean, many animals in the world are cool and awesome. Maybe, for example, elephant, dolphin, whale, or shark, or fish in Amazon. They are cool and awesome, of course. So the climate change will mean big change for animals around the world. So if we care about these incredible species, we must care about how climate change will make it harder for them to find food and water and decrease their habitats from forest to the sea to the lakes and to the ice. And then after that we all need clean water and fresh air, not only for humans but also for animals who don't need the clean water and fresh air. We all need that. And next is, we're all affected. Yes, indeed, we are all affected. Doesn't matter you are an animals or humans or where we live, Japan, Canada, Africa, America, Indonesia. We are all going to affect by this climate change. That's why we need to stop this. And lastly, we have for future generation. Yes, future generation. Our future generation. Our kids. Nobody wants their kids to live in a crappy world where the earth are already broken down. Nobody wants that. That's why we need to stop. Why we need to stop the climate change. And now, after we learn why to stop climate change, we need to know how to stop it. First, the first easiest single way is speak up. Speak your idea. This is the simplest way to stop climate change. Talk to your friends and family and make sure you have a good representative. And you can use social media like Instagram, Facebook, or maybe YouTube. Anything you could use. It's okay. And then reduce water waste. Of course, by reducing water waste, you will also contribute in stopping and or maybe slowing climate change to be worsened for a bit. And then eat the food you buy and make it less meat. In many religions and traditional society, it is not good to waste any food. That's why you need to eat every bit of food you buy. And also make it less meat, because cow and sheep will obviously helping to slowing it down and reduce the climate change. And lastly, use renewable energy. Yes, if possible, choose any products that use renewable energy which are more friendly to the environment. And as we at the end of the presentation, I will conclude my speak with conclusion. So the conclusion is, first, climate change is a long-term change in the average weather. And then second, Climate change is bad. It's damaging all the people, all the animal, all the environment. That's we have to stop it. And third, we need to stop it now to make a better earth and better world for this generation, our generation, until the future generation and the future generation. And that's it. Thanks for today. And if you have any question, please don't be shy to ask me the question. Thank you for your attention. I really appreciate it.